Think about the crushing weight of small business costs. You burn thousands of dollars on empty studio rooms. You buy incredibly expensive lighting rigs.
Yeah, and you hire professional photographers for a single day.
Exactly. These heavy costs add up fast. It acts as a huge financial gatekeeper. It keeps brilliant ideas locked out of the market.
Right. But what if that whole industry just vanished overnight?
What if one simple smartphone photo changed everything completely? What if a free Google AI replaced all of that instantly? Welcome to today's deep dive.
We're exploring a fascinating shift in digital commerce today. We're looking closely at the Google Pomelli tool. It's a newly released, totally free software platform.
The barriers to entry are practically dissolving in real time. We're going to cover exactly what business DNA actually is. We'll look deeply at the 5 magic photography styles.
We'll also walk through the conceptual workflow for existing photos. We'll even generate brand new images from thin air. Finally, we'll build full marketing campaigns entirely from scratch.
Okay, let's unpack this. Beat. Let's start with those traditional barriers to entry. Producing professional e-commerce photography is traditionally a very hard problem.
It really is. You need a dedicated physical space. You need highly specialized strobe lights and diffusers. You also need a $5,000 camera body and a skilled post-production design team.
Modern consumers absolutely buy with their eyes today. Visual fidelity is the ultimate metric of brand trust.
But paying for all those things is simply too expensive. Most independent creators just can't afford that friction.
This is exactly where Google Pomelli changes the entire game. It's built specifically to help small businesses compete globally. It helps you generate incredibly trusted content for your brand.
It absolutely levels the playing field against massive corporate budgets. When you first initialize the platform, you share your website. The AI fundamentally analyzes your entire digital footprint.
It scrapes the DOM of your current landing pages. It extracts the hex codes of your specific color palettes. It learns your website's colors, fonts, and brand voice.
Exactly. The platform calls this specific profile your business DNA. This business DNA concept is absolutely foundational here. Think of it like a blueprint of your brand's soul.
It tethers the artificial intelligence to your specific identity. Without it, the AI would just hallucinate random visual noise.
This ensures generated images don't look like fake computer files. They look perfectly native to your specific online ecosystem. Let's consider a very specific real-world example here.
Imagine you run a daily crypto newsletter for your subscribers. You want to sell a physical hardware security key. You need highly consistent visual assets for your main website.
Or maybe you offer an important local emergency plumbing service. You advertise a flat price of $99. You desperately need a very clean photo to validate that.
A blurry smartphone photo makes you look totally unprofessional. High-end photos make people actually trust your $99 service. Google Pomelli helps you manufacture that vital visual trust.
And it does it for exactly $0.
Why is business DNA so important?
It ensures new photos perfectly match your brand, not random computer images.
So taking a step back, let's look at the engine. The core powering all of this is the photo shoot feature. Let's unpack how that actually works under the hood.
It fundamentally reimagines the concept of a digital asset. It takes one incredibly simple picture of your actual product. Then it utilizes a highly sophisticated core AI architecture.
We should clearly define what that core AI actually is. Imagen is Google's smart computer program that builds pictures from text.
It utilizes highly advanced diffusion models to generate realistic pixels. Instead of renting a studio, you get unlimited digital variations. The system offers 5 incredibly distinct styles you can generate.
Let's go through them. First, we have the clean studio shot. This renders your physical product on a pure white background. It features incredibly high detail and bright, clear lighting.
It removes all cognitive load from the potential buyer. It builds serious trust and focuses only on the item.
I think that's perfectly suited for a main product page. It removes all distractions entirely. What is the second style we can explore here?
The second style is called the ingredient shot. Beat. I get incredibly excited about this nuance. It taps deeply into modern consumer psychology. It visually communicates exactly what your product is made of.
Let's say you sell an artisanal bar of natural soap.
The AI seamlessly places fresh lavender flowers nearby. It might render some crushed green leaves or natural oils. It makes the physical product feel incredibly premium and safe.
Modern consumers are skeptical.
Customers love knowing what's inside the things they buy.
The third option is called the in-use shot. This actually renders a photorealistic human holding your specific item. If you sell an organic hand cream, it shows hands.
It renders smooth skin applying the cream perfectly. It communicates the real scale, ease of use instantly. The fourth style is known as the contextual shot.
This grounds your digital product in a realistic physical environment. If you sell an exfoliating face wash, it adapts. The AI renders it sitting on a pristine bathroom sink.
It gives your specific product a natural home in reality. Finally, we have the beautiful lifestyle shot. These evoke magazine-quality situations from aspirational daily life.
If you upload a simple coffee cup, the AI reacts. It visually suggests a warm, sunlit, beautifully modern kitchen.
It basically mimics the visual language of high-end editorial photography. It looks exactly like a famous blog or a luxury magazine. 2-sec silence.
I still wrestle with getting the lighting right myself on a simple smartphone, so having an AI handle this complex geometry is truly incredible. Which style builds the most buyer trust?
Ingredient shots, because seeing what's inside makes customers feel safe and happy.
Now, conceptually, let's walk through how you actually start. We're going to transform an existing, deeply imperfect smartphone picture together. First, you navigate over to the Pomelli Labs web portal.
You authenticate into the system with your standard Google account. You look at the primary navigation menu on the left. You access the dedicated workspace tab labeled Photo Shoot.
You initiate the process to create a new product shoot. The interface prompts you to upload a visual source file.
This is where the underlying technology becomes deeply impressive. The source picture really doesn't need to be perfect at all. The ambient lighting in your room doesn't need to be good.
The background behind your product doesn't need to be clean. For our conceptual practice, imagine uploading a silver hardware wallet. It's literally just a poorly lit photo on a messy table.
The AI completely strips away that messy background noise.
Yeah.
It maps the three-dimensional geometry of your flat 2D image. Then you select your preferred visual outputs from the menu.
We can theoretically select 4 different styles for our tech product. We command a crisp studio shot for the main landing page. We request a moody, contextual shot on a dark walnut desk.
We generate an in-use shot with a photorealistic person's hands. We also synthesize a lifestyle shot in a bright modern office. Beyond the aesthetic styles, you have to consider the formatting.
Sizing details are absolutely critical for modern social media distribution. You have 3 primary aspect ratios to consider here.
First, you have the vertical landscape size. This is a tall aspect ratio fitting a phone screen perfectly. It's fundamentally required for stories, short TikTok videos, and reels.
Second, you have the standard 1:1 square size. This perfect square is heavily optimized for a traditional Instagram feed.
Third, you have the slightly longer portrait size. This specific aspect ratio works incredibly well for Pinterest boards. We'll emphasize generating the vertical 9:16 size for this specific practice.
The AI outpaints the background instead of just cropping the image. You initiate the generation sequence. The neural network processes the visual data for a short moment.
When it concludes, you see entirely new, photorealistic marketing assets.
That outpainting feature is wild. Does the AI delete your original imperfect photo?
No, your original picture is always saved right next to the new ones.
Sometimes the initial output isn't exactly what you envisioned. You often want to tweak the AI's final visual output. You can actually modify these generated pictures using simple natural language.
You select any newly generated picture to access the prompt interface. You literally just type words to direct the diffusion model. It understands highly specific semantic requests and adjusts the pixels accordingly.
Let's look closely at the person holding that silver hardware wallet. Maybe we want to alter how the rendered hands actually look. We can simply type, I want the person to hold the hardware wallet with 2 hands.
The neural network parses your natural language and recalculates the image. It occasionally takes a few iterations to get the geometry perfect.
Right.
It intelligently keeps the background and the specific style exactly the same.
When you finally achieve the perfect visual result, caution is required. You absolutely must save your digital work very carefully. This is a very crucial technical warning for you to remember.
You currently have 3 distinct methods to secure your generated assets. First, you can simply download a single high-resolution image locally. Second, you can download a massive zip file containing everything.
Third, you can archive them directly into your business DNA profile. But you really must pay close attention to this architectural quirk. There is absolutely no auto-save function built into this current interface.
If you accidentally close your browser tab, the session state drops. You will completely lose all of your generated variations instantly.
That state management issue sounds incredibly frustrating. What happens if you close the window without saving?
You lose everything. Always download or save to your profile first.
Mid-roll sponsor read.
We just explored how to augment a photo you already possess. But what if your physical product doesn't actually exist yet?
Yeah.
What if you only have a rough conceptual idea in your head?
You can still materialize highly realistic images from pure thin air. This is the generative workflow for when a product doesn't exist yet. It's essentially a 0 to 1 digital creation process using Google Pomelli.
You access the primary text prompt interface and write a description. You tell the underlying diffusion model exactly what the product is. Let's actually build a highly specific semantic prompt right now.
Create a picture of a black ceramic coffee cup on a wooden table with morning sunlight.
You execute the prompt, and the neural network begins rendering pixels. 2 seconds silence.
Whoa! Imagine conjuring a whole professional studio shoot from just a single sentence. It's honestly a profoundly surreal experience to witness. The system will synthesize 4 distinct visual interpretations of that coffee cup.
You evaluate all 4 variations and select the one that resonates. But this specific process introduces a very tricky workflow state. You physically cannot apply the 5 aesthetic styles to this generated image immediately.
The system currently treats it purely as a flat, unanchored visual asset. To utilize the advanced styling engines, you must anchor the asset. You have to click Add to Business DNA first.
This safely writes the picture into your specific brand profile database. Then you have to navigate backward to the main photo shoot interface. You select the newly archived image from your persistent personal library.
You locate that beautiful AI-generated coffee cup picture you just synthesized. Then you can finally execute the styling workflow exactly as we discussed. That makes a lot of sense from a data architecture standpoint.
It really does. It keeps the data structurally sound.
But just to be clear, why can't you apply styles to the generated image immediately?
You must save it to your profile first before you can edit it.
After you successfully synthesize a library of these new digital pictures, you can actually command the AI to build full marketing campaigns. The platform features a highly automated module called Create Campaign.
You access that specific module and request the system to suggest ideas. Pomelli automatically drafts highly optimized social media copy for you. It strictly bases this linguistic output on your anchored business DNA.
It autonomously generates beautiful visual layouts and handles the heavy lifting. But there is one fundamental architectural rule you must always remember. You are strictly limited to 1 business DNA profile per user account.
This is arguably the most significant limitation of the current software build. If your primary website is explicitly dedicated to selling enterprise SaaS software, the neural network fundamentally understands your brand DNA as software-centric.
But if you randomly start generating black ceramic coffee cup images, the underlying language model gets incredibly confused by the contextual mismatch. It will likely hallucinate and write terrible copy mixing software in coffee.
You also need to understand the geographic limitations of the current rollout. The platform is currently restricted to the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Google will inevitably expand access to other global regions later on.
That seems like a pretty significant bottleneck for a diverse brand. What happens if you sell multiple different types of products?
The AI gets confused because your account only holds 1 brand profile.
We've covered a truly massive amount of technical ground today. Let's synthesize the primary philosophical takeaway from all these complex sources. We're actively witnessing the true democratization of high-end e-commerce creation.
High-fidelity professional product photography traditionally acted as a massive financial gatekeeper. It systematically prevented thousands of small business owners from competing online. The friction of visual creation was simply too high for most people.
Now you're fully armed with nothing but a simple smartphone. You have the immense computational power of Google Pomelli running quietly behind you. Literally anyone can produce agency-quality studio, lifestyle, and detailed ingredient shots.
And you can execute this entire visual production process for exactly $0. We highly encourage you to log into the Pomelli interface right now, upload a totally random, poorly lit photo from your phone's camera roll.
Just play around with the different diffusion styles to see the magic. Witness the incredibly realistic results for yourself in absolute real time. It fundamentally alters how you think about digital content creation.
It really does shift the entire paradigm.
I want to leave you with one final, deeply provocative thought. If a totally free AI tool can instantly place a digital, non-existent product into a perfectly realistic warm kitchen, how long until our entire concept of authenticity in online shopping completely disappears? When absolutely everything looks perfectly real, how will we ever know what actually is OTRO music?